Okay, so I've got 3 exercises for you today, which if practiced on a regular basis will help you to build a strong foundation of strength. The best thing about them is that they're bodyweight exercises, so you don't need any exercise equipment, and you can do them anywhere. So I'll go ahead and show you the first one. So the first exercise that we're going to do is planks. It's a very simple exercise, or a very simple looking exercise, but can be quite difficult to start with. Okay, so you're going to start off by lying down on your stomach on the floor. You want to make sure your elbows are underneath your shoulders. You can either make a fist or flatten your hands, whichever is more comfortable. Make sure your feet are together. Then you're going to exhale. Draw your belly button in toward your spine. Keep that momentum, pull up off the floor onto your knees. And then you're going to come up onto your toes, pull the knees up off the floor. Okay, so you want a straight line from your shoulders to your hips to your ankles. Okay? And ideally you want to try and build up to anywhere from 1 to 2 minutes doing this. If you find it too difficult and you need to take a rest somewhere through, you can put one knee down, come up, and the opposite knee down, just taking as much time as you need, okay? So once you've done that, and the key in that is to keep your abs tight throughout, okay? If that's a little bit too challenging, you can start off with straight arms, up on your toes. Again, you want to make sure that your arms are in line with your shoulders, your wrists and your elbows. Okay, abs are tight again, so exhale, pull the abs in tight. Okay, so you can really see the ab muscles working in this exercise just to stabilize you. Okay, again, you want to try and build up to anywhere from 1 minute to 2 minutes. When you get a little bit better at that, you can try and bring one knee in and hold for 3 seconds. Come back out, switch to the opposite knee, okay? So again, this is going to build a very strong midsection, very strong core, and it's actually much better for you than doing traditional crunches because it's not going to be damaging your back. So again, try these a couple of times a day, try them a couple of times a week, just as long as you're doing them on a regular basis, you'll help to build up strength. So the second exercise is going to be press-ups. So you're going to start off in the same starting position as the previous exercise, okay? So you're going to place your arms or your hands and your feet, the only thing going to be in contact with the floor. You want to make sure that your arms are underneath your shoulders and that your elbows and wrists are in line. And you want a straight line from your shoulders to your hips to your ankles, and you want to make sure that your abs are contracted and pulled in tight. From here, make sure that the arms are just a little, or the hands are a little bit wider than shoulder width apart. Then you're going to go down and back up, okay? So inhale down, exhale up. You also want to stop just short of touching the floor. So an inch or so, and then back up. Okay, so this is going to target particularly your chest. You're also going to get some work on your arms, your shoulders, and your abs are going to be engaged too, the glutes as well for support. So it's a good exercise to have as a starting point because you can basically work a lot of different muscles with the same basic kind of movement. If you wanted to target the back of the arms, if you want to target the back of the arms, you come in close, hands closer, same movement, down and back up. Okay, if you wanted to get the outer chest, go wide and up. If you want to get the upper chest, hands in front, up onto the toes into a V position and down, head toward the floor and up. Okay, just an important point to remember as well when you're doing the press up, to make sure that the elbows are in the proper alignment. So when you're coming down, make sure they're not out to the side. You want them to be pointing slightly backward, okay? Down and back up, okay? So you can pause at the bottom, pause at the top, down and up. Nice controlled motion. So a lot of the time for beginners, when people find press-ups a little bit too difficult, what they'll do is they'll drop down onto their knees to come down and press up, which is fine, but a better alternative is that if you actually use a wall or elevated surface. So if you come up, any kind of stable surface that you can use, like in this case a desk or whatever it is, place your hands on it, again come into the same position, okay, abs are tight, you're going to come down making sure that the elbows are going to go slightly backward and press up. Okay, so inhale as you come down, exhale as you come up. Okay? So the benefit of using an elevated surface is that it's actually, the higher the surface, the easier it gets for you. But because you're in the proper alignment, you're going to train your body to eventually be able to actually do it on the floor in the proper alignment without being down on the knees. And it also brings in more activation of the core muscles as well. Okay, so the final exercise is the squat, which I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with or have done before in the past. So what I'm going to focus on is the proper technique. So I'll show you front on first, and then I'll show you side on. So you're going to start off, your feet are going to be slightly wider than shoulder width apart, slight bend in the knees, your abs are going to be braced, looking straight ahead, chest up, okay? You're going to start by coming down slowly, arms will come out for balance as you go down, and you want to go down just as low as comfortable, ideally a couple of inches off the floor, then press up through the heels, and come back up, okay? Arms come down. So you inhale as you go down, exhale as you come up. I'll show you from the side. Okay. So again, same setup, feet shoulder width apart, knees slightly bent, abs braced, looking straight ahead, chest up. Okay. Arms are going to come out. And what you want to do is you're going to push your backside out, as if you're trying to sit down into a chair, coming down as low as comfortable. Then press back up through the heels, abs are tight throughout. Exhale, and arms back. Okay, now you can do it much faster than that, or a little bit faster than that, and it's fine. The other thing that you want to make sure is that you're not trying to force yourself to go down that low straight away. If that's not comfortable for you, that's fine. If you can just come down to here to start off with, and come back up, that's fine. Your flexibility and strength improves. Another thing that you can do to help you if you're finding it a little bit hard to go down low or for stabilization is to hold onto a chair or onto a stable surface as you're coming down. So you can come down, one hand for stability, push back up. Okay. A chair with the back would probably be easier than that, but just something that is a bit more stable so you don't feel you're falling all over the place. So again, this is an excellent exercise because it's working the entire lower body. It's also working the core as well. So you're getting the front of the legs, the back of the legs, the glutes, the calves, everything basically, lower body. Okay, so those are the 3 exercises that I wanted you to try out. And if you practice them on a regular basis, what you'll find is that they'll actually make other exercises easier over time, because they're basically full body exercises that are training your entire body to work together and particularly strengthen up the core, which is very important. So for more information, make sure you check out my website, davidgoing.com, and there's basically, I've got lots of health and fitness information on that as well as recipes, and I'll be updating with new videos in the near future. So check it out.